Welcome to Eternal Elements Learning Podcast brought to you by Atyasa Online. These podcasts are a part of the audio certificate programs on Atyasa Online. You're free to take these podcasts on your desired portal also, should you only wish to learn on the go. Thank you so much for engaging on these podcasts, and you can connect with the author on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Hi, this is Niket Karajagi from Atyasa Online on Eternal Elements podcasts. We're going to talk about customers. Leadership is about customer orientation. So what is customer orientation all about? It's about understanding the need of the customer and satisfying the need of the customer. But should we go beyond satisfaction of the need? Of course, yes, because anybody can satisfy the customer's need. What is required is to delight the customer, and in the delight of the customer, there is an element of surprise built into it. But even that is possible to do. Your competitors will do that because surprise can be created easily. The customer is not expecting something and gets it, and that's a surprise. So that's about creative mind. Therefore, it's important then to move into customer advocacy. Now, what are you doing here? Your customer becomes your brand champion. And then the customer becomes your own champion in a way that he starts advocating your company and your product. Now, this requires extensive relationship building with the customer. And there's not only an element of trust built into it, but there is a strong chemistry between you and your customer. It's hard to match. Customer advocacy is definitely hard to match. But there are organizations which are focusing on customer advocacy. And therefore, there is this new paradigm of a devotee that's coming in. And what is the customer as a devotee? The customer is primarily worshipping you. He's awestruck by you. He respects you. He adores you. And he believes that you're the only one on whom he can depend, and not because of any force, but purely because there is a huge amount of dependence on your organization and your product. We find a lot of companies have actually devotees. They don't buy any other product. They wait for the product to arrive from that particular company, and they may stand in a queue to get the product. And once they have the product, they feel extremely happy about it. Now, that is a devoted customer. The whole idea should be to build devotees when it comes to customer, because in today's world, acquisition cost of any customer is extremely high. Therefore, retention is important. But we go beyond retention. The customer should be able to get business for you, and the customer sticks on with you. So the stickiness of the customer is extremely important. Having said that, it's also important to make the choice of the customer, because if you look at the customer lifetime value, in the customer lifetime value, while you acquire the customer, you aren't making money. But over a period of time, the customer becomes profitable. But after a long time, what happens with the engagement is that possibly you start discounting because of relationships, and there is a mutual kind of an alignment that is happening between you and the customer. There is a dependence that's happening between you and the customer, and the profits may start declining. Now, if in a customer lifetime value, the customer isn't creating profits for you, either you rework your strategy. But if the customer is not allowing you to rework the strategy and you're incurring extensive losses maintaining the customer, it's time to have a frank chat with the customer. Because ultimately, your organization's revenues are coming from the customer. Make the choice of the customers very clear in your business strategy. Profits happen only when you know your customer. And by the way, a lot of organizations really tend to not know who their customer is, and therefore go all over the place. So A, know your customer. B, create a list in terms of the profitability or the contribution of the customer. And once you've done that, then you strategize how you're going to engage and how your business model overall is going to become profitable. Therefore, leadership is all about ensuring not only you maintain relationships with the customer, but those relationships are profitable. Thank you very much. This is Niket Karajagi signing off from Atyasa Online, Eternal Elements podcast. I'll see you in the next podcast. It's all about teams.